there's one thing the internet loves more than Star Wars, it's being angry about Star Wars. And if there's one piece of Star Wars history that's genuinely deserving of such scorn, it's the special editions. For those who don't know, back in 1997, Lucasfilm re-released the original Star Wars trilogy in theaters, not only restored and with updated special effects, but also with changes to the films themselves. These include some altered pieces of dialogue, additional visual elements digitally inserted into the old frames, and even some new scenes. More changes came with both the 2004 DVD release and the 2011 Blu-rays, ranging from the obsessive, to the minute, to the absurd. The original theatrical cuts of the films, meanwhile, have been relegated to low-quality DVD extras last released in 2006. The main point of contention from fans is not that the special editions are bad because they're different, but that the changes made actively hinder the films. Having Han only fire when provoked undercuts his supposed arc from sleazy scumbag to hero. Having Darth Vader yell no while saving Luke dilutes the power of the scene's visual storytelling. Adding the wacky hijinks of a digital rock band to Jabba's palace reduces the setting's sense of danger. These are some of the more infamous changes, but I'd argue even the most seemingly minor alterations have a profound effect on the storytelling. And that's what I'd like to talk about today. Specifically, one line from The Empire Strikes Back. From a scene shortly after the climactic lightsaber duel between Luke and Vader. Here's the line in the theatrical release.
Bring my shuttle.
And here's the special edition.
Alert my Star Destroyer to prepare for my arrival.
At first glance, this change is mostly distracting for how odd and seemingly random it is, but peel back the layers and you start to see why the new line is a problem. The whole point of this short scene is that it gives us some insight into how Vader is feeling following his showdown with his son. In the theatrical version, the harsh way Vader barks, "Bring my shuttle," suggests frustration, that he's angry about what's happened between himself and Luke. The line itself is largely insubstantial, but the delivery allows the viewer to understand Vader's emotional state. On the most basic level, it tells us that Vader has been emotionally fazed by the confrontation with Luke, and that just as the encounter has changed Luke, so too has it changed Vader. Such an effect is entirely absent in the special edition. The substance of the line still basically communicates that Vader is leaving Cloud City, but the emotional resonance has been eliminated. Vader's delivery is much more laid back and calm, suggesting that the showdown with Luke didn't actually have any substantial impact on Vader, and that this is just business as usual. This lack of investment makes for a far less engaging scene, but it also makes for a weaker piece of storytelling. While the original scene revealed details of character and suggested a degree of growth and change from the villain, this new version is just a perfunctory line to bridge Vader going from point A to point B, something the original line already did. This change not only loses the emotional depth and intrigue of the scene at hand, but it also has implications which reach beyond just this single moment. The next time we see Vader is on his Star Destroyer, as it closes in on the Millennium Falcon. Vader has been assured by Admiral Piet that the hyperdrive on the Falcon has been deactivated, and that victory is assured. But then... Now keep in mind that throughout the film, Vader has been murdering his officers for their failures. This is something the audience is well aware of, and so is Piet, whose promotion to Admiral came after such a killing, and brought with it an implicit threat. And so, this moment is full of tension, but instead of killing Piet, Vader just walks away. This moment is the culmination of Vader's character arc in The Empire Strikes Back. The beginning of the film shows a relentless pursuer, cold and merciless in achieving his goals. But by film's end, Vader is so shaken by his duel with Luke that he's been thrown off his game. The character who has largely been defined by his stability and confidence now finds himself adrift and uncertain. This change is represented through action, with Vader going from killing officers to not only sparing, but barely noticing Piet. And looking at this arc, you'll realize that this line, "Bring my shuttle," is a critical part of communicating this change. This small moment offers a key insight into how Vader is feeling, and those feelings will come to inform his actions in the following scene. To remove this line is to remove a major beat in the storytelling. Vader's arc is still present in the special edition, but it's missing a fundamental piece. Now, I'm not trying to imply that this change ruins The Empire Strikes Back or anything so dramatic, but it does make a difference. Every piece of a film, whether big or small, intentional or accidental, matters. Even the tiniest details help inform how we think and feel about a piece of work, and thus, even the tiniest changes have consequences.